This week's DRM Not Included on F5 Live is proudly powered by Amazon Prime. You know you get free shipping on millions of products, but that's not all. You also get free music with Amazon Prime Music, free TV, movies, and documentaries with Amazon Prime Video, free games, and a free Twitch subscription to support the content creator of your choice with Amazon Prime Gaming, and a whole lot more. We've got links to all these features and more, plus a 30-day free trial and the ability to give a subscription as a gift, all by going to f5live.tv/prime. Stranger Things Season 4 has come and gone at this point, and with any new season of a big series like Stranger Things will always come interviews with the creators, the writers, the producers, and one of those recent interviews caused a stir. That's because the Duffer Brothers, who are responsible for the series, mentioned George Lucas, but not in a he's a huge inspiration kind of a way. They mentioned him as a verb. For those who don't know, using George Lucas's name as a verb tends to mean that you have gone back and made changes to a work that people love and has been on the market for quite a while. In this case, they said that they were going to George Lucas parts of Stranger Things. And in fact, it was in response to another interview in which they had said that they had already done it. In particular, they made reference to a scene in Season 4 of Stranger Things that took place on what should have been Will Byers' birthday, and nobody even acknowledged it. So they made a reference to George Lucasing the original scene in which they mentioned when his birthday was to change the month. Now, intrepid fans have gone and rewatched the scene seemingly daily because I have been staying on top of this story to make sure nothing has changed. And nothing has changed. That scene has not been changed. What did happen, however, is the Stranger Things writers' Twitter account tweeted and said, "We have never and will never make changes to published episodes." So, what in the world is going on here? Did they give the Duffer Brothers some sort of like a toy phone and told them that yeah, you can call, here's your Sesame Street phone, you can call Elmo with this, and just let them be in a back room? What is this?
Let's not call Elmo. He seems to live here.
You're afraid that saying his voice might summon him?
Yes. The thing now my daughter loves to say is that she needs things, which are things I would consider more wants than needs. So the other day she's like, "I need to watch Elmo." I was like, "You need to watch Elmo."
See, and that brings us back to the addictions topic from earlier.
Yes. But then again, today she said, she was like turning around in circles and she's like, "I need to be dizzy." I was like, who needs to be dizzy? Anyway, so anyway, I think that they're just messing with whoever interviewed them. That's what I think.
Okay, that's fair. Both interviews were conducted by Vanity Fair, so I can see them messing with the same publication twice.
I think they're just messing with them.
It caused quite a stir, though.
Look, success.
True.
I mean, for one thing, you don't that would be really fascinating for them to go change something without touting it. Because remember, when George Lucas changes things, he makes a big deal out of it.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, usually, I don't know. It's a little hard to keep track because there's been like there was the special edition, the original special editions of
Uh-huh.
Star Wars, and then I think they made some changes for Disney Plus or a certain Blu-ray release or something
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Yeah, the
So
the Blu-ray release of the special edition had additional changes.
right, so like I have to look this up. How many different times uh, Han has shot first versus not shot first, or
There
things
is
of that
there is a
nature.
link to the Wikipedia article on this topic in the article.
Ah, okay. So one has to look this up because I definitely don't have a you know knowledge of it. I when I showed my son Star Wars, all the Star Wars movies recently, I tried to explain to him like the additions and deletions or whatever. And to be honest, some of them I don't remember. Oh, did
Because
the
there's
Death
been
Star
so
blowing up
many.
always look that way? Oh, I think it looked different. So yeah, there's been so many. Who knows? I guess the question that we're really asking is like, can you revise art?
Right.
Is it okay to revise art? And then who owns the art after it's made? And I say whoever has the NFT is who owns the art after it's made. So
Thank
they
you.
get to decide. They get to say whether or not they want it to be changed, even though they have no control over it since they don't really own it. But the so if the Duffer Brothers had actually done this, they would have made a big deal and said this was a special edition or something
Yeah.
like that. Um, I don't think all
Unless
special editions are bad.
unless so the other example of this is when an older TV show that was never expected, that was made in a time where longevity wasn't planned, right? Licensed a song and has lost the license to that song and has had to change it in a show.
Really? When has that happened?
The first episode of season 2 of Sports Night, for example. That show was made in a time when the idea of streaming did not exist. The idea of longevity did not matter. It might go into syndication at some point, but but we'll worry about that when we get there. Their license on the song that they used in the first episode of the second season, apparently the license expired and they changed the song for streaming. And it's real weird for somebody who's watched the series many, many times to have hit that the first time, gone, this is the wrong song. What is happening here?
It's so weird how what's weird in all of this is that people consider streaming to be like broadcasting versus release on home media,
Yeah.
right? So like, I mean, I guess
Mm-hmm.
it's also because it's physically impossible, but like if you came out with a Blu-ray or DVD set of those episodes,
Mm-hmm.
the no one can go into someone's house who bought the DVDs and be like, "I'm sorry, but you can't listen to the song anymore." Um,
True.
right?
True.
I'm gonna sit here and hum a different song while you're trying to watch this episode. Um, but
Oh,
yet they will do
that's
that
like
with it.
the FCC censorship episode of Family Guy. That's all I can think of now. It's people coming in and going, "Nope,
Right.
you can't look at that."
So I mean, that kind of stuff. It's unfortunate, but what we've learned in the digital age is that people consider things that are online to never be finished
Mm-hmm.
or to
Right.
never be fixed, right? Amazon can take your book away that you bought because somehow they lost the license to have you listen to that book that you paid
Right.
for.
Right.
Um, it kind of calls attention to the need to still own physical copies, or at least
Mm-hmm.
offline copies
Right.
of things that you got, because they can always be taken away.
Yep.
I guess I just don't care enough. Uh, I find streaming to be very convenient,
Sure.
and not paying to own stuff. Uh, you know,
It's fine.
is, you know, hanging out and stuff is waste. Uh, but the but yeah, I mean, this is exactly the kind of thing that can happen. History can be erased, but if they're erasing history for artistic reasons, uh, like trying to fix a plot hole,
Mm-hmm.
then or fix a special effect or something like that, you can be sure that it would be publicized. It would not be like a secret change. Because also, then I think like Netflix is implicated, right? Like Netflix has to go in there and re-upload the episode, or I have no idea how they do it, but whatever. They have to go in there and republish it. And while the users might not notice, I'm sure that the Duffer Brothers themselves cannot unilaterally upload an episode
Sure.
to Netflix. They probably have to be like, here, Netflix, here's our new content, like put it up. And I don't know if Netflix would go for that. Like, and if they did go for that, they probably would say, "Oh, look, it's a special edition, and we've
Right.
changed it or something." So, I don't. I think they're just messing with people. That's what I think.
Yeah, I agree, and I think it's funny how well it worked, because I think we all know that the Stranger Things fandom is rabid, and so I mean, within within a very short period of time of the article being published talking about the season 4 episode and going back and changing the early episode where they mentioned his birthday. They went to so much trouble in this interview as to say what they had changed it to, because her mouth, Winona Ryder's mouth movements would have matched the month. I think they changed it to May from whatever, and they said her mouth movements matched well enough that we could dub it in. I'm thinking, and then so people went and they went back to the scene. Well, it's not published. If you made the change, maybe you did so in a black hole or an alternate universe, because it doesn't exist here, which I love.
I think
Which
they're
is where
messing.
my
I
which is where my theory of the Sesame Street phone came from.
I guarantee that they're messing with people. I guarantee that they're messing with people.
They're goofy. I can see it. But it does really bring up, like you said, it brings up an interesting topic about, streaming, and when is a work finished? Should you make changes after something is published? And so there we are. Fun topic, and I enjoyed I enjoyed it. Hello, YouTube. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of F5 Live Refreshing Technology. If you did, please subscribe to the channel down below, and of course hit the notification bell, because we know that subscriptions don't mean much on YouTube anymore. If you've got topics that you'd like us to talk about in the future, please comment them down below. And if you'd like to not follow us on YouTube, there's lots of ways that you can follow along with our content by going to plughitslive.com/subscribe. There you'll see all of our shows and all of the ways that you can watch, listen, and follow along.